You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What do all men power want? More power.
My name is luca-zanna. I was an Italian by birth, and I became an American by choice. Our lives and freedoms are in danger. This is not a drill. If you're listening to this broadcasting, you are the resistance.
All systems go.
Welcome to Love, Guns, and Freedom.
We're not afraid.
49 people dead, many more wounded in a terror attack in New Zealand, ostensibly by, and according to Fox News, the graphic at the bottom of the Fox News page moments ago said, a white nationalist who hates immigrants performed the dirty deed in New Zealand. Now, the terrorists had published a manifesto, and the manifesto includes the claim from the terrorist shooter that he's not a conservative, that he's not a Christian, that he identifies as an eco-fascist, and he adds that he disagrees with Trump on politics. This is an amazing list of things to put in your manifesto. It indicates an awareness of how media is going to tend to report this. And, of course, media is reporting this, that it is precisely the fault of Donald Trump. We go to audio soundbite number 4. Last night, CNN Tonight with Don Lemon.
Here we go. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. This was a little bit of a clip from, Rush Limbaugh. Why I wanted to start with him? Because I think it's important. This is getting through now also some of mainstream media. I mean, even Rush Limbaugh is talking about in his segment about a potential conspiracy. Yeah, it is. There is a conspiracy. I tell you. This is so important. What's happening right now in New Zealand, it's not just important for the friends of New Zealand, our brothers and sisters in New Zealand, but also for really all of us. Because we got to put this together. You heard the story. I don't need to repeat it. But probably what you heard is not exactly what it is. You see, at the beginning, they started to mention the fact that this crazy person was some sort of a nationalist, a conservative, at least, let's say, right-winger that who hated immigrants. And then if you go through see his manifesto and also his Facebook page, facts are that he's a lefty, he's a communist, he's an eco-fascist, call himself. Think about Alexandra Cortez. She is an eco-fascist. Simple as that. Really seriously, out there she, out of the blue, blame it right now on the NRA. First of all, come on. New Zealand, America, two different worlds, and now it's NRA's fault. By the way, it's some sort of crazy person from Australia that supposedly was able to move to New Zealand to commit these evil deeds, and he was able to get guns moving through. It sounds very weird. Listen. Something's going on. And today, that's exactly, we had guests the last couple of Sunday. I was really happy to have Senator Borrelli and also Representative, Leo Biasucci the week before. But now I would like to go back a little bit of our, let's say, news that we read normally. I comment, okay? I'm not a newsman. I'm just trying to give you my input on the news. And I would like to go back because it's happening so much around the country and also here in America that we need to think for a moment and then be ready to act. We cannot just think. If you keep thinking or typing on Facebook about, what's going on, we want to share information, but we got to prepare because something's happening right now and we have a chance at least to prepare. We may not change things that are happening. Sometimes some things that may be bigger than us, but we can prepare for our own little immediate world. That's what we can do. So let's start to look first of all at, as I said, this is a New Zealand event. You read already, or maybe you heard on the news that this person somehow was captured, and he also did part of his shooting on video. 49 people were killed or injured, And by the way, according to the New Zealand, they were so pleased that the police, the New Zealand, politicians, or let's say officials, how they call them, they were so happy that the police was able to come there in just 36 minutes. This is according to the report, okay? So think about that, 36 minutes. And then, of course, we have a lot of information to think that makes you really wonder. Like, for example, as I said, how a person like him, somebody from Australia, was able to get all the way down to New Zealand, smuggling guns, having guns, and be able to do what he did. That's very, very strange. But another important thing that I really found even more strange is from an article from my friend Leo Zagami from Rome, that I already had him on the show a couple of times. Leo is a Mason, high-level rank Mason, that supposedly also, he had written great books, by the way, and he had inside story that is trying to be shared in the last few years about the secret part of these Jesuits, New World Order insiders that are also taking over the Masonry. But important thing, he has the great articles. I like his articles. And one thing I like very much, he was able to connect a very important trip of John Podesta. You know John Podesta, remember Pizzagate? John Podesta was in New Zealand just the day until the day before the mosque shooting. That's a fact. You can see that on the website leozagami.com. There is an article. And you can see also exactly the link of Eventbrite that you can see John Podesta exactly in that specific part of the world. And he was having a great time, and he was really somehow creating this, he was part of this event that supposedly the world's most notorious political hacks, the event was about the path to progress. Think about the path to progress. He really believe that somehow New Zealand is a crucial part into this progress towards this new progressive agenda. That means also the New World Order. Now, there is so much more in this article, but just think about it. Why Mr. Podesta is all the way there just the day before to somehow, according to his words, to really witness this sort of event that is called the path to progress. I find it suspicious, and so, of course, Leo Zagami finds it suspicious. The point is, we know that they have an agenda. Their agenda is to create this global government, and they need to create somehow emotional reactions at global level to implement their plan. Completely out of the book, here gun control, it is part of the agenda in every country. And think about it, they already done that at the world level. Europe never had gun rights, and for sure now they're curtailing every privilege. Think about, of course, New Zealand. New Zealand, you know very well, New Zealand has no gun rights. After all, it's still under the crown. But if you think about it, think about that. New Zealand, now they're going to completely remove every resemblance of firearms in the hands of civilians or the citizens. And meanwhile, don't forget what they're doing in New Zealand. We had on my show activists to denounce this mass poisoning of this sort of a plan, government plan, to poison the environment, dropping in from the sky this poison. It's a red poison, by the way. It's called Agent 1080. Okay, it's a little pellet that supposedly is supposed to kill some part of animals that they are somehow interfering with the ecosystem. Bottom line, they're killing everything. Every animal is dying, birds, every type of animal, because they don't distinguish who eats this stuff. And it goes in the water. So now in New Zealand, there is a really mass genocide of nature, of ecosystem is being destroyed by the supposed government, and people start to revolting. They're tired. There are a lot of people that by the way, this is not just about killing the animals. By the way, you need the animals. Animals, they're going to give you a chance to live and to sustain and to create an ecosystem. But also the water. All the water now is completely contaminated by this 1080. So right now, it's very suspicious that somehow, since people start to organize, and they got really, there are not many people in New Zealand. There are 3 million people or so, maybe now more with the immigrants. But the point is, they start to reach critical mass. They start to communicate this information. Many New Zealanders, they're tired. And I really truly believe they don't want this sort of opportunity for the people to defend themselves. Okay? Anyway, little break. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna, okay? We have much more information, and we'll go through this very suspicious event in New Zealand, a Christchurch, about this mosque and this, alleged perpetrator. Let's see who he is. Let's see exactly what is the real agenda. Don't go away.
Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve a break. Enjoy a moment of indulgence. It's time for Zanna Coffee. Guilt-free pleasure. Zanna Coffee is the organic coffee to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Only the best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world that I selected. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade certified, sustainable organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com. www.zannacoffee.com. Get your coffee bag now. Don't be cheap. Life is too short and you deserve the best. Zanna Coffee.
Here we go, back into the studio. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. By the way, we are broadcasting from Kingman Force on Force, here located at 3001 Stockton Hill Road, Kingman, Arizona. Okay. Now, back to this event in New Zealand. Why is so important? Because as I said, I don't believe this is just something right there, down under, in the middle of, the South Pacific or whatever. This is something that connects to the international agenda of the globalist. You've seen, it may be a coincidence, I don't believe so. John Podesta been there just a day before the event happened. I really truly believe that wasn't an accident. But more important now, think about it. The media immediately, all over the world, starting from America, without even knowing, or even when they knew, immediately was about being a right-winger, was about Trump supporter, somebody that somehow it fits the agenda to blame on nationalism and everything that we stand for, against this sort of progressive globalist New World Order agenda. So instead, really they don't put it out. That was completely after, if ever, really mentioned. And meanwhile, even when they say, let's say they bring the updated news, people still want to believe in this mass hysteria, whatever their brain thinks. It's Trump, it's hate, it's about being white, it's about, being nationalist, it's about being evil against the immigrants, against the poor Muslims. I want to be something very clear here. I have, before we go ahead, I want to be sure I'm clear. I do not condone violence. I don't believe in violence unless for self-defense, okay? I don't care who you are. Unless I have to defend myself, I'm not going to initiate a violent something attack, okay? That's my philosophy. You don't agree with me, I don't care. But I don't like to, use violence unless for extreme use of self-defense. That's it. Now, regardless, though, I want to be sure that we don't fall in this politically correctness that is going around the world right now. Because there is a plan here to make these Muslims, the Muslims, like some sort of holy people, peaceful people, heroes here, like they are so wonderful and peaceful. And don't get me wrong, as I said many times before, you may be somebody born Muslim and you may be a great person. But if you truly are a Muslim, if you truly follow their book, the book is not about peace. It is not about love. It is not about understanding. It's about submission. It's about hate. It's about violence. It's about coercion. It's about, serious discrimination. If you are not a Muslim, you are a B citizen. Okay? It's about following the step of your prophet who was, this is a fact, a violent, murderous pedophile. Think about it. Read. He married 9, 10-year-old girls. He beheaded himself, I don't know how many people in one day. Go to read that book. So that's the point. I don't want to say, now because that happened, if it happened the way they say, I don't know, we just got now this perfect scenario, the guy on video camera, but something still there sounds a little fishy. I can't believe it. I didn't see much blood. I didn't see, honestly, among all these people, nobody even tried to react. All cowered down, ready to be slaughtered like innocent victims. Something doesn't add up. But one thing I tell you, though, it worked out perfectly for the agenda of bringing back the idea that, let's be honest here. How many type of Muslims attack we had the last few years, months, just last week? In Nigeria, 40 people were slaughtered in an attack at the church. The Philippines, the other day, 20 people were slaughtered and the church was burned. And many other places around the world. I mean, let's think about it. I didn't hear this type of condemnation, when the Muslim went there and went crazy at the gay disco club in Florida. Think about it. Nothing. So there are so many, all the cases of violence of the Muslim, they don't even touch them. It's all about this crazy person. It's not about their belief, the hate, cult belief. But no, instead now here it is about the Muslims, according to the media, they want to push them. If you talk bad about Muslims or their religion, you must be one of these criminals, villains and racist and act. No, I have no race problem. I don't care about anybody according to their color. I just care about their actions. And as I said many times, I don't care what religion you are. All I care that if your belief infringes on my rights and want to force me, because people may say, what, there are these people, these extremists, they're just in those countries. Guess what? Those countries, because now the Muslim became the predominant religion. Now look where they start. In, for example, England. Guess what? Now in England, with the mayor that is a Muslim, there are these Muslim forces of Sharia law, and you start to see police start to act according to Sharia laws. You see the mayor start to somehow implement Sharia laws. You cannot even anymore enjoy a billboard with a woman in bikini or some sort, little provocative dress because it's against their belief. There are so many things now in some areas of Europe, like Norway, Sweden, even England, that if you are not Muslim, you cannot go there. Not even the police is allowed to go there. There are no good zones. Okay? There were articles after articles. This is so much. This religion is not about being respectful to others. It's about taking over like a cancer. Some people may hate me for that. That's fine. Guess what? This is still America. If I was using this speech right now in Italy, in Europe in general, even in New Zealand, I would probably be arrested. Think about it. There is no freedom of speech. We have it here, okay? I know probably this is going to be my last chance to have to enjoy a trip to New Zealand. I wanted to go visit New Zealand, and I know very well that you are not welcome, if you say something that is somehow controversial and also real as a criticism against the Muslim religion, okay? This is a fact. And if you are a good person, doesn't mean that you cannot be, you can be a good person, but doesn't mean that you're a good Muslim. That's the reality. I mean, also think, for example, Australia bans Milo Yiannopoulos, whatever his name, after comments on New Zealand Mosque attack. He's a controversial guy. He's a gay activist, right-wing provocateur Milos Yiannopoulos has been banned from entering the country of Australia over his comments on social media about the New Zealand Mosque shootings, ABC Australia reported. Think about it. Just because of a comment, just because of your opinion, okay? This is kind of amazing, That's a fact. But as I said, this is America, and we can still say what we think, our opinions. As I said, I'm not a reporter. I just give you my humble opinion, okay? And talking about reporter, before I continue with this story, you know that what happened last Sunday. I had Senator Sonny Borrelli. I brought him on the show because there was this editorial from the newspaper Kingman Daily Miner. And the fact was about, this official position that the Kingman Daily Miner took regarding the referendum in the state of Arizona. And the position that Senator Borrelli is trying to change, or at least trying to improve, in my opinion, the fact that they cannot have any more easy or so easy access that the big districts like Phoenix, like Maricopa County, they can go to this referendum. they need to be including also us, rural areas. Because if they can get enough people, enough zombies out there, that they can sign a petition and then start to vote on how to take over our rights, or our property, so everything we own and work for, that's called mob rules. And Senator Borrelli, I think, was right on this one. He's trying to curb this sort of abusive power that the referendum they've been having. After all, we're supposed to be a representative republic. After all, we have elections and we elect people for a reason. Otherwise, we need 51% of the mob every day, and they're going to choose and decide every day how they feel like it about things. So anyway, I give a chance to the miner to listen to the show and to come on my show. And, the editor, I think is a great guy, at least always very respectful. And Mr., Sean, I told him, you want to come? You're more than welcome to come. I invite you. And unfortunately, they decided they don't want to come. That's fine. As I said, I'm not going to force anybody, of course. But I wanted to remind you that I always give you a chance when somebody bring your name, or if I bring your name, I always give you a chance to come on the show and say what you think or rebuke the facts, okay? So that's a fact. Now, back to the situation with this Australian, alleged, and I say alleged because he still has a trial to do, I don't know exactly what type of trial, but he's still facing now all the show. What is wrong in this position? First of all, I really truly believe that this person, it is not exactly spontaneous. I don't think this person, out of the blue, I said, let me go to do this shooting from Australia to New Zealand. Why? You tell me why. They have so many mosques in Australia. You had to now organize a trip. You need to organize how to find guns. Makes no sense. Seriously, makes no sense. Remember something, though. Australia already has the strictest gun laws in the world, along with England. Okay? So, New Zealand, they have little bit less, or at least little bit left over. There is not much, a little left over. So the point is, maybe you had a chance to find some guns there. Still, they are not so easy to find those guns. You got to buy them somewhere. So I like to find out, first of all, how did they get hold of these guns? Now, remember also something. This person, in this manifesto, Tarrant, his name is Tarrant, writes his political views that they are very close with those of the People's Republic of China. He's a communist. And he does not support conservatism or President Trump. That's a fact. That's according to his manifesto. Okay? So there is a link. You can read the manifesto in many forms now. This is not just about anybody's opinion. You can read this manifesto directly. And I want to click it and start to, put it out, because it is not about, by the way, it's being removed. It's being removed. They are removing everything. Like they're removing also the video. Okay? So there is something very weird going on. It describes itself as an eco-fascist, with the conservatism. So my point is, right now, think about it. From being a conservative, already the media immediately told us, now this person, it is out of the blue. We know he's a communist, he hates conservatism, and somehow he's tried to blame, or at least his action, they're going to be used to blame exactly the people who are trying to defend the sovereignty, who are trying to defend this assault from this Muslim invasion. That's a fact. Right there, I may believe the first thing probably could be just somebody that is trying to help the cause of progressivism, or let's say globalism, try to create this sort of attack. But I truly believe there may be more. I would like to call probably next Sunday my friend, from Michigan, about Ken Rhodes, about the potential idea that, we know very well there are programs out there, been many, many years. They can control your mind. They can somehow create like a perfect zombie for their plans. This is not just the American government. Many governments have this technology. Mind control is a reality. They can create a perfect zombie to perpetrate every evil action they need on demand, like a little robot. So think about it. This is something very, very serious. And, I truly believe that that could be one of the situations, because it makes no sense. To have all these controversial being a communist, being somehow somebody who hates conservatism, and then out of the blue, it goes down to create this act of terror. So I don't know. You tell me your opinion. That's what you think. But something doesn't add up right. Now, meanwhile, in the U.S., things are not exactly perfect. They're getting worse and worse. Remember, the first thing out of the blue in New Zealand, and gun control. Like they don't already have enough. But in the U.S., they try to use this one like another gun control. So much that not only they already have passed in the House this universal background check that is insane, okay, and the assault weapon ban is being somehow on the floor. That is worse than the former first assault weapon ban. It's going to be completely a new level. But now they have a new law that they're trying to go through, that it is about creating a complete registration for all the ammunition purchases. This is a new bill in the House of Representatives. Universal background checks that could be required prior to firearm ammunition. Think about it. The bill is called the James Law. Was introduced on Wednesday by Democrat Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the one that, all the scandals with the corruption during the Clinton and, of course, Bernie Sanders, the former head of the Democratic Party, and named Jamie Gutenberg, who lost her life in the majority Stoneman Douglas High School massacre on February 14, 2018. Okay? The bill would impose the same background check process as required for firearms, requiring a check for nearly all ammunition purchases, except for those at hunting camps or shooting ranges, if the ammo will be used at the location. This is scary. If you see the final goal here, it is about complete control. They're going to come from every corner, every angle, okay? And this is not about safety. This is not about making anybody safer, because at the end, all you want is criminals always have ammunition. Criminals always will buy guns, and will never buy guns or ammunition through the local, channels. They will steal, they will get them on the black market, and that's it. The reality is that the law-abiding people, they will completely now be in their books. They will be tracked, everything they do. And then when the moment comes, now don't forget, there is these new red flags laws. They're kicking in everywhere. They've been pushed everywhere. Think about even in Arizona. The governor is supposed to be a Republican. He wants those. You know what it means? It means that now the state have the excuse to confiscate guns without due process from everybody. Everybody. All they need is an anonymous call. That's it. They want that. So this is serious. Their plan is so global, is so scary, is so evil. Corruption everywhere. You have the goal to create a surveillistic, I don't know if you even write English, but a serf society, where the government can pretty much tell you everything you can do or cannot do, starting from what you can eat. And they can tax your food, can tax the air that you're breathing. And will tax also your farts. Seriously, I'm not kidding. California decides to require cow farts in order to fight global warming. Don't forget that Alexandra Cortez in the new Green Deal, she put it in writing that they want to slaughter all the cows of the planet to somehow stop global warming. What means that? First of all, the biggest mass murderers, think of poor little cows. We know it's a joke. They know that it's insane. A cow farting now is creating global warming. It's out of your mind. It would almost be funny if it wasn't so real, okay? But the problem is about completely Agenda 21, the United Nations complete control of the resources. They need to create population control. They need to reduce the people. And how you reduce the people? First of all, starting with the food. Controlling the resources, controlling the food. And guess what? Masters, the lords, the elite, I'm sure they always will eat their little lobster and filet mignon. Meanwhile, the slaves, they will be fed with Soylent Green. This sort of, whatever sort of compound of soy, probably GMO soy, that make you sterile and make you sick, and there is some sort of a complete, talking about life, quality of life, you're worse than a slave. Because that's what slaves are allowed to eat. Pretty much just this goop. Okay? That's a fact. So they will control that. They will control food. They will control your money. They will control your property. Don't forget, they want to take over property. How they do it with property taxes. I mean, I'm looking here in every county, the property taxes are going up, no matter where you are. Okay? And that's how they control properties and how they will take your property. Okay? That's the fact. So, but to do that, they need to be sure that the serfs are completely disarmed. And the rest of the world is pretty simple. I mean, look, New Zealand now, they're going to be happening very fast. And don't forget, for the people in New Zealand, they don't have this as a right. So always was a privilege. So they can take it away, whatever the little bit they had, and not going to make much difference. But for Americans here, we know very well this is our right. We know very well that we're not going to go down without fighting. We're not going to go down and say, okay, let me just give you my guns. I mean, maybe someday will. But the point is, a lot of us won't. And they know it. So they need to attack from different corners, from different ways, and they need to create this sort of plan to make it happen in a way that, layer by layer, people will give up. And once they have all guns, this is a fact, the sky is the limit. I would say hell, the hell's gates will be open. That's a fact. And I'm telling you, it's happening. If you look at all signs around the world, we are living in the most historical time. Most historical time. And, the New World Order is using religion to separate and destroy what is left of the Western society, civilization. These Muslims, they are not just out of the blue be able to take over the world because they're smart or they're strong or they're powerful. No, they've been somehow the chosen one. Okay? The fact that all Europe is being invaded and is being invaded, Europe, also America, they're trying to invade. If it wasn't for President Trump, we would have now a flood, and it still probably may be too late. But the point is, they want that because with them, it's not going to be anymore any type of, first of all, let's say, diversity. There is no diversity. It's like a cancer. Take over everything. They will destroy every other religion. They will create their religion. That's a fact. And more important, they will create violence and division. And wherever there is division and violence, the New World Order, they say, order out of chaos. That's their type of mentality, okay? So that's a fact. So anyway, let me just go a little break. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca-Zanna. And be ready. Be ready because meanwhile they take your guns, they will try to take your money. Or at the same time, they are doing it at the same time. Minnesotans can expect 40% increase, 40, in electric bill under renewable energy mandate proposed by Governor Walz. Let me see what his idiot name, Walz what? Anyway, Walz. Think about it. It's like Canada. Canada with this sort of agenda of a Green Deal. It's all about nihilistic. It's all about destroying wealth. It's about destroying, the living just to be miserable. That's what they're going to make you. And when you're miserable, guess what? You can barely survive. You're not going to have even money anymore to eat or to, use electricity. For sure, you're not going to make children. That's a fact. That's another way they will control you. Okay, 50% renewables by 2030. Okay, his mandate was proposed by Governor Walz. That's a fact. So, the cost in Minnesota families an additional $1,200 per year. Wow. And they will destroy more than 21,000 jobs in the process. So, this is about their agenda. Destruction, creating poverty, creating submission, That's a fact. All right. Little break. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca-Zanna. Talk to you soon. Don't go away.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. John luca-zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
Are you ready to get lost in lust? Immerse yourself in a thunderstorm of emotions and passion. Order John luca-zanna's new book, Perfectly Crazy, 69 erotic visions and love poems with forbidden erotic Italian phrases. Perfectly Crazy by John luca-zanna. Available all over the world at Amazon.com and www.zanna.us.
Virginia to enjoy the cornucopia of rights, privileges, and benefits the United States offers. The she is Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who represents Minnesota's 5th Congressional District in Congress only about 2 months. But she's gotten attention far beyond Washington for her anti-Semitism. But as early as 2012, she tweeted, quote, "Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people and help them see the evil doings of Israel." Now, after an uproar in her home state, she apologized, pledging to learn more about anti-Semitism. Apparently, she did not. Once in Congress, she continued with her hate-filled anti-Semitic, anti-Israel tropes. First, in defending the BDS, or Boycott, Divest, and Sanction movement, calling for the boycott of events in Israel, and even for the eradication of Israel because of their so-called oppression of Palestine. Shortly thereafter, she tweets, "It's all about the Benjamins, baby." The Benjamins, of course, a clear reference to the $100 bill. Shortly after that, she continues her hate-filled rants, accusing another Democrat congresswoman of having a dual loyalty, pledging allegiance to Israel. She is clever, though, responding with, quote, "I am told I am anti-American if I am not pro-Israel," close quote. The House knew it had to take action. And after a week of chaos on the part of House members trying to figure out if Omar should be reprimanded, identified by name, as well as removed from the powerful Foreign Relations Committee, Speaker Pelosi comes out with a watered-down, dumb, disappointing resolution that neither condemns Omar nor mentions her name. A simple, "We shouldn't hate each other."
I don't think our colleague is anti-Semitic. I think she has a different experience in the use of words, doesn't understand that some of them are fraught with meaning that she didn't realize.
Nancy, she speaks perfect English. She graduated from a college in the United States. You say she doesn't understand the words? Are you saying she's stupid? That she doesn't understand? Then what the hell is she doing on the prestigious Foreign Relations Committee? She speaks fluently, using tropes which are figurative and metaphorical, understanding that those words create powerful images and verbal ironies. She is far from stupid. She is clear and pointed in her hatred. Her comments only critical of Jews and Israel, not Italy, not Morocco, not North Korea, Israel. Now, the fact that you didn't have the backbone, grit, or gumption to draft a resolution that included her name tells me you're the stupid one, and if you don't understand, let me explain. Omar got you and all your pals to draft a watered-down resolution with a message we all learned in first grade. Don't hate anybody. Really? That took you bozos a week in the House? And yet you were so quick to admonish a white male Republican congressman accused of hate and strip him of his committee assignments? She then goes on to accuse respected members of Congress who support Israel, our strongest ally in the Middle East, of dual loyalty. What she's doing, Nancy, is...
Okay, guys, this is luca-zanna. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom on K-Talks 1340 AM. Why this is, I played this little clip from Judge Janine Pero. Honestly, this situation with Israel, I have some things I may agree with what's her name, Omar. You know, I believe that we should not have double citizenship people in Congress. I don't care which part of the world, okay? Israel, Italy, France. If you are an American congressman, you're supposed to have only one allegiance to one nation. That means this United States of America. That's one thing I may agree. Think about it. But one thing I completely disgusted, you know, this woman, this Omar, whatever, she's a cancer. This is the bottom line. Yeah, I respect the opportunity to share what she says, and she should have the right to say whatever she says. That's the freedom of speech. But at the same time, let me tell you, I really truly believe that that's the cancer of the Muslim invasion taking over. Okay, that's the bottom line. Now, about Janine Pirro, I may agree on many of things she does. On this one, as I said, I am a little controversial, you know, I think that one thing, you know, you must, at least for me, I don't believe that we should have influences of other nations in our Congress. And we know very well that AIPAC is a powerful lobby that controls parts of Congress. And we know that many congressmen or senators are also double citizenship, have double citizenship. That's wrong. But regardless. Now, my point is, what happened to Janine Pirro, the sad thing is that she got, after this speech, and I just played part of it, she got pretty much banned from Fox News. That's really, really terrible news for America. We're supposed to have freedom of speech, okay? I may not agree with everything she says, but the point is for her to be banned just because she touches the holy chosen ones, because that's what they are. For the New World Order, the Muslims are chosen ones. They have a completely double standards. They can do whatever they want. They can get away with whatever they want. We can't. Okay? They're always the victims. So my point is that's so another sign that we are living under a fascism. Okay? Fascism is already here. It's not coming. And that's why I say we should have always respect for differences of opinion, and also for stations like K-Talks. K-Talks, we can come here. You can be a fascist, you can be a communist, you can be a Jew, you can be whatever you want. I don't care. If you are civil, you bring some education, you have a freedom to talk about everything, criticize everybody. That's a fact. Okay, this is what I really think made America great. You know, to have these basic rights that no other countries has. People sometimes ask me, why did you come to America, Luca? You know what? Let's start from the Bill of Rights, something that in Italy I never had. Okay? If in Italy I just spoke my mind for half of the things I say on this station, I would have been tased, arrested, and probably, prosecuted and probably killed many, many times. That's a fact. And that's one thing I treasure it, seriously. That's why I say stations like K-Talks, this is not just, internet station. This is a real AM and FM station that allows us to talk about everything. And I hope you listeners, even I don't work for K-Talks, I'm independent producer here. But I tell you, I appreciate the opportunity the last 5 years I had to bring on the show anybody I wanted. I had so many different people. I had people that really are anti-Jews. They don't like Jews. I had Muslims on my show. I had people that they're anti-whatever. I don't care. If you are, let's say, civil, you're ready to articulate your words without, cussing, I bring you in. And more important, of course, no violence. That's the bottom line. So, now, coming back to us. I'm concerned about what's happening here because the situation with this story in New Zealand is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Okay, they try to blame now on Trump. They try to blame on right wingers, on nationalists. This is something so wrong, as I said. It's completely almost funny. It's so illogical. But if you think the plan is not just in New Zealand. It's all everywhere. Why lawmakers urge Congress to repeal Second Amendment. Okay, so that's the point. Think about it. If they could get away, they would do it. We are living like almost in some sort of surreal world that you can see all this is happening, not even anymore in slow motion. It's happening fast. There is another bill in Pennsylvania that they're trying to completely pass another of these red flag laws where the state can confiscate your guns without any type of due process. Okay. Meanwhile, you have judges that they are first dismissing and then readmitting, let's say, court reinstates lawsuit against gun maker over Sandy Hook massacre. Think about it. We have now a court that decided that a gun manufacturer like Remington can be sued for $100 million or whatever. It doesn't matter if it's a dollar, by the victims of Sandy Hook, because allegedly, or even if it's true, I don't even think whatever they told us is true, but let's say it's true that the alleged shooter or the shooter, he never had a trial, so I just say alleged for me, but whatever, he shot the victims, okay? Now you tell me that with the same concept, we're supposed to sue Ford or any type of car manufacturing next time somebody does a drink and driving, episode, accident or whatever, crime. Okay, so this is so insane. But you can see how they apply these laws somehow selectively against all logics, and it is very serious. So we are living in a very dangerous time. Now, I want to talk a little bit about good things. We have at the end of the month, exactly, first of all, next Sunday, we have another Arizona concealed carry permit class in Kingman, Arizona, at our facility at Kingman Force on Force. We're located 3001 Stockton Hill Road. It's a great class. I think really something, if you move to Arizona, or even if you are in Arizona, Arizona, what is beautiful, we don't need permits, to carry, conceal any weapons. So that's beautiful. But at the same time, I really truly believe with this freedom, you must know. You must know the laws, because with freedom comes responsibility. You do a mistake here, it's not like, okay, I did a mistake. You're not Hillary Clinton. It's called felony or misdemeanor. That's your mistake, okay? You carry your gun in the wrong place, or you present a gun when you're supposed not to present it, or you fight or you shoot the person when you're supposed not to use deadly violence, you can get in trouble. So I invite everybody to come. And also I want to remind that we offer free CCW classes for limited people. We have limited seats for single mothers. So if you are a single mom, you're more than welcome to give us a call. More important, go directly to kingmanforceonforce.com, and you can find us on Facebook, also, of course, on our website. And you can have a free class, completely free. It's $85 value. Then, of course, every month we offer free gun safety classes, something that I really think you should enjoy. It's free. Not free like the government. This is not like a Bernie Sanders socialist program. We don't steal money from others. We completely invest money into this one because we believe that it's a return. It's a good way to do good business, and also it's a good way to get more people involved into gun ownership, and I believe truly more good people with guns, especially when people are educated with guns, we have a safer society. It's kind of a selfish way in this way I look at that. And also, of course, I like to give this service through Kingman Force on Force to the residents of Mojave County, or wherever you're from, I don't care, okay? Well, I care that you're a law-abiding person. Anyway, so that's very good. Now, another important thing I want to say, we have the 30th and the 31st of the month, here, always at Kingman Force on Force, another great event. We're talking about this very unique. It's unique because I don't think we're going to do it many times. This is it's a special event directly from New Jersey. One of the top levels Krav Maga instructor is a level 7, and I had him on my show, by the way, a few weeks ago. His name is Greg. I can never pronounce his name. I'm so sorry. Dwingonski. Probably he's going to beat me up when he sees me the way I pronounce it. Anyway, Greg is a great guy. He's a level 7 instructor, Krav Maga, and also is a national director of the Krav Maga Federation of America. Okay, it's going to be incredible class. 30 and the 31st of March, Saturday and Sunday. We have only 2 seats left. Only 2. This is going to be a small class. Don't expect a big natural number. We have only 10 seats for students and 2 for instructors that want to qualify for instructor. So this is something, it's a great opportunity. I thought you may like it. For sure, if you live in Mojave County, I don't think it's going to happen every day. You can meet Greg from, level 7 Krav Maga instructor flying all the way from New Jersey, okay, from the Krav Maga American Federation. So please enjoy it. If you want to come, 2 more seats. You directly can go to kingmanforceonforce.com or give me a call, 928-263-0071. Now, before we continue, little news. I got just last week or so my certification from the National Academy of Science, Sport Medicine, excuse me, kind of confused, Sport Medicine, my certification as a personal trainer. I'm very excited about it. People say, why do we care? Yeah, probably you don't, but, I care. I tell you why you may care. Because now, at Kingman Force, not only we offer self-defense, empty hands, and starting in April, we will start to offer Krav Maga. We're going to be certified by the Federation to start to teach Krav Maga curriculums. But also because I truly believe that I want to start a new program. It's called the Cardio Program for Gun Owners. It's cardio workout for gun owners. So I'm going to start to, now I start to have, I don't want to say I have the knowledge, because knowledge is always a process, never ends. But I'm starting to be pretty much more than before, professionally founded. I got some solid information. It was a great curriculum that I studied with the NSM, how to create, let's say, cardio programs that they can be associated with the use of firearms to develop better stamina, better also response, muscle memory, to use for self-defense any firearms. So we call it here, I don't have the official name, but I like to call it for now Cardio Guns Program, okay? It's a very unique cardio workout. It will involve handguns and also long weapons. Something that I thought, you may enjoy. This is going to be a very unique class. Then don't forget also we have on our website, kingmanforceonforce.com, you will start to see now live seminars. Yes, some of the seminars that will be free. So you can enjoy our seminar for free. Go to Kingman Force on Force. We're going to have seminars for self-defense, awareness, and different type of very important topics. And wherever you are around the world, you can really, I hope, appreciate, okay? This is a way, and you also can download our ebooks, by the way. All right, I think I got enough for Kingman Force on Force today. Now, a little bit about, what we need to do here, or at least what I want to do. Things are not looking good. You can see that. You can smell. They're attacking us from every corner. And when I say they and us, I'm talking if you believe in freedom, if you believe in the Constitution, if you believe in sovereignty, if you believe that you don't want to be part of this globalism, crazy madness called New World Order. Yes, we are a target, okay? So they try to target us everywhere they can. From our, first of all, brainwashing the school to try to let you believe that, socialism and global government is good. And, that we need to believe in this cult, the cult of, the global warming. That you gotta kill your mother to save the planet. Pretty much that's what they do. I mean, think about it. You need to kill all the cows. So, because they're farting, and if they fart, the planet will die. Then, of course, the destruction of genders. I mean, the fact that now white is black, black is white, yellow is orange. They mix everything. And don't get me wrong, you can be whatever you want. I don't care what sexual orientation you have, okay? You're not talking to some sort of a church-going people that are going to give you some sort of a sermon. I couldn't care less. Well, I care that whatever you do it in the respect of others, and you don't bust my butt on telling me what to do, and you don't force your agenda on me or my family. That's number one. And you don't use our tax dollar. That's number two. Okay? So this is instead, if you truly believe that that's what you are, fine. But unfortunately, I get sorry for you. You're being brainwashed. They brainwash you. They're getting these people now, not just because they truly are something else or somebody else. The problem now, they are things that they don't even know. And they will confuse you, because the agenda to depopulate the planet is also to remove the genders, to remove the family, to remove any type of resemblance of normality. So, people will stop to create, to procreate. How they can make children, for God's sake, seriously. So that's the plan. And then, of course, they continue planning of somehow poisoning us. Look at that on every level. We talked about last month. In January, they started officially the government is admitting now that they're going to seed the weather with chemicals, so they can see the clouds and they can create control global warming through the weather modification. They've been doing that for 30 years. And the last time they really incremented it. And now they're telling us that they're doing it. So this is another part of the plan. Now they're in the open. This is happening. And then, of course, gun control and taxes. And taxes because it's all about saving the planet. If you pay taxes, your carbon tax, even if you don't know it, you will pay it. You will pay your gas bill, you will pay your electrical bill, you will pay, and everything they can. Even in your meat, that if you like to eat meat now, they will try to tax your meat. So, what do we do here? That's why we're here. We gotta fight back. That's my point. We cannot give up. We gotta unite as human beings, defending our sovereignty. I'm very pro-sovereignty. I'm an American. If I go to Germany, I respect German culture, language, and everything. And I expect the same when people come here. But at the same time, I think we can work together. We are here defending our nation, defending our individualism, our freedoms. So I say, wherever you are around the world, listen to this message. I beg you, arm yourself with knowledge. Arm yourself with love. Love for yourself and for the next generation. We gotta fight. We gotta fight. Our first weapons are our minds, our will to fight back, our knowledge, the will we share. And then, of course, be prepared, because unfortunately we're gonna face things that I hope I'm wrong, and they're gonna be more than just words. Let's leave it like that. All right, if you want to support the show, I really appreciate your help, okay? My name is luca-zanna. I'm just a regular guy trying to do my little part to share information, to wake up people, to completely fight back against the New World Order and tyranny in general. You can go to www.zanna.us. You can share all my songs, you can download my songs, my books, whatever you see what I do, okay? That's what I do for a living. I appreciate your help. Thank you very much, and God's willing, I'll talk to you next Sunday. Ciao. Wake up.
Envision your decision. Envision your decision. Envision your decision. Envision